Hello everyone, this is Christina LeVay Rowland, and on behalf of Sarah Paulus, Amanda Shepard, and Nikki Urs, I'd like to welcome you to our proposal for a Staff in Service Day with the theme of Serving Our Diverse Community. Let's get into it.
I'm Amanda, and I'm going to talk a little bit about our plans for our Staff in Service Day and why we think it's needed for Park District Library. There are three main reasons for a Staff in Service Day. It boosts staff morale, fosters the idea of a library community, and develops a stronger team atmosphere. Staff in Service Days help staff keep up to date on the latest library trends and allows staff to see what's happening outside of their department. They help in creating positive, diverse atmospheres in the library. You may be wondering, do we really need diversity training at Park District Library? The answer is yes. Not only does the ALA advocate for diversity training, but it is also proven to create stronger library communities. According to Jagger, Bertot, and Submarinian, quote, "If our field does not evolve along with the demographic evolution of our nation, the real threat to the future of libraries will not be ebooks or mobile devices or austerity measures. Rather, it will be the library becoming an organization irrelevant to much of society," end quote. This is why we propose incorporating diverse community leaders to ensure Park District Library stays relevant to the community. Using a Staff in Service Day for diversity training doesn't just connect the library to the community, it also fosters a sense of community and teamwork between staff. This better prepares the staff to meet the needs of their community. Our Staff in Service Day will bring in John Doe, a local community organizer, to start out the day. This will be followed by breakout sessions curated from library needs, which will incorporate people from across departments. The final session will give staff an opportunity to reflect on what they learned during the day. Our overall goals for this in-service day are to make library staff feel more connected, both with each other and the community. Ultimately, we want to make the library a more inclusive space and environment for the community. At the end of the day, staff will get an introduction to privilege and power and how it relates to library communities, better understand the diverse needs of their community, and be more aware of the opportunities to be allies to those that need it.
This is Sarah, and I'm going to discuss the facility and technological requirements. There are a few needs that must be met in order to provide a seamless in-service day. In terms of the facility itself, 4 rooms are required. The first room, which we will call the main conference room, must be large enough to hold all staff members and the buffet in a comfortable manner. This room needs to have a minimum of 24 seats with 8 tables, seating 3 staff members per table. An additional 2 to 3 tables will be set aside to house breakfast and lunch. The other 3 rooms will function as breakout rooms, with the conference room being the 4th breakout room. These 3 additional rooms ought to be large enough to accommodate 6 to 8 staff members. Each room needs 2 tables, seating 3 to 4 staff members, and 6 to 8 chairs. In terms of technological requirements, all 4 rooms will need the following. Each room needs a setup of a computer with internet and presentation software access, an attached projector, and a presentation remote. Every room must have a desk or table to house the technology. All technology setups need to be near enough to outlets to keep them working throughout the day. It is recommended for the computer system to be near 2 electrical outlets or 1 outlet with an outlet wall adapter.
This is Christina, and for this Staff in Service Day, we are seeking a budget of $2,000. That money would go toward paying our professional speakers who are going to come in. That includes a local community organizer, a community college professor, a social worker, and a local high school teacher. We would also use this money toward materials like notebooks and pens and crafting supplies for one of our breakout sessions. And then a bulk of that money would go toward the food because we want to provide some light breakfast items in the morning, and we want to provide a lunch for all of our staff members and our guest speakers so that everyone has a chance to sit down, have a leisurely lunch. Nobody has to worry about running out to get something or spending their own money. Everything will be provided. And with all of that added up, that would leave us with approximately a little over $60 left for incidentals, which gives us just a little bit of wiggle room.
Hi, my name is Nikki Erst. Today I'll be talking about success measurements and limitations of the workshop. I will start with the success measurements. One way to measure success is to have the staff complete surveys about the workshop to measure how effective they believed the workshop itself to be. Another way to measure success is to have the staff take quizzes to see how much of the information they were able to retain. This is important because retention means that the staff is able to implement these ideas in the future. Another measurement of success is to have the community take surveys about how they believe the staff handles diversity. This opens up a line of communication between the staff and the community members. And also, if we see an increase in community engagement and attendance at the library, it's also a good indicator that we as an institution are moving in the right direction. I will now be talking about the limitations of the workshop. One of these limitations is closing the museum for a day. While it might seem like a small limitation, it can mean a lot to a community member who needs that resource that we are denying them for that day. Another limitation that's possible is scheduling conflicts with the staff. An all-staff meeting means all staff needs to be there. It would be hard to find a particular day that is good for everyone to come in and spend that whole day there. Another limitation would be a risk of staff lack of interest. If the staff isn't interested in what they are learning about, they are less likely to retain it and implement those ideas in the future.
This is Christina, and I'm going to give you an overview of what the schedule for the day might look like. We'll start the day at 9 a.m. and we'll allow everyone to get settled and have some light breakfast items, have some coffee, and just prepare themselves mentally for the day ahead. The first big ticket item on our agenda for the day will start at 9:30 and it will go until 11 a.m. for the first section, and it's going to be the main part of our in-service day, which is diversity and inclusion in our community. And our guest speaker for the day is going to be community organizer John Doe. After that, we will have a 15-minute break just to sort of let everybody stand up and stretch, just take just a little bit of time. Then they'll come back, and then from about like 11:10 to noon will be the second half of that diversity and inclusion in our community talk with John Doe. After that, we will have an hour set aside for lunch. We will be providing the lunch for everyone. That will all be taken care of ahead of time to make sure that there are no allergies or food preferences, that sort of thing. After lunch at 1 p.m., everyone's going to come back and we're going to do the breakout sessions. This is going to take about 3 hours. We'll have everyone divide up into 4 groups of 6 people, and then they're going to rotate through these 4 different breakout sessions. And they are going to be world religions discussion with Professor Roddy, and a section with Sally Smith, who's going to talk about how to assist diverse adults in our community. And then Jane Doe is also going to do a talk on how to assist diverse teens and young adults in our community. And then the final breakout session is actually a self-led crafting session. And this is meant to just be sort of like a stress reliever, a way to have fun with your group, and then at the end have something that you get to take home with you. After the breakout sessions, around 4 p.m., we'll have everyone come back into the main room, and then we're going to talk about those breakout sessions, how they went, what we learned, and what we hope to take with us moving forward as we work with the patrons in our community. And then as that discussion winds down, we'll wrap everything up. We'll remind everybody to please take the survey about how the event went, what they thought, what they liked best, what they didn't really care for, what they didn't think worked. And that'll be the end of our Serving Our Diverse Community staff in service. And with that, we have come to the end of our proposal. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your consideration. Have a wonderful day.